New 6 is brought to you by this station and by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation.
Today on News 6, we'll meet a board game inventor. We'll then visit the Conneaut Fireballs. And on Kids View, we'll meet several sixth graders. Hi, and welcome back to News 6. I'm Angelica Cruz from Conneaut Elementary School in Bowling Green, Ohio. Have you ever met somebody who created a game? Here with the story on a lady who makes history fun is Angie Grimm.
Board games have always been a popular way to pass the time, and in the past few years, the games have become even more popular with the creation of Trivial Pursuit. Gail Pearson wanted to create a game that combined Trivial, the excitement of the game Monopoly, and the history of the city of Bowling Green. The result was BGopoly.
Kids have grown up playing games like Monopoly and Clue. Gail Pearson, a former teacher, thought of a way she could combine Bowling Green city history with the excitement of a board game.
Well, the concept of the game is not really original. It's based on a classic game that our family's always enjoyed, Monopoly. But how we adapted it to the local history of Bowling Green was to show how the town of Bowling Green began. It grew out of a black swamp. The intention of this game was to teach a group of 9 and 10-year-olds about the history of their town, to take pride in the heritage of the town of Bowling Green, where many of them are born and raised and will make their living here.
Explain how the game is played.
The game is played similar to Monopoly. You start at Homestead, which is go, and you go around the board. As you land on a property, you may purchase the property and receive the deed card. If you land on 150th anniversary logo space on the board, you draw one of the cards, a historical fact card, and that tells you something about the history. Some of them you have to pay money, some of them you receive money. After all the properties become bought up, when people land on the space that you own, they pay you money. And each time they pay you money, you receive a tree or a bingo chip to put on that property. And this accumulates, and you get to a point where one pioneer playing the game wipes out the other pioneers and owns the entire town. It also gets to be very tree covered, which is the way Bowling Green was back in the days of the Black Swamp.
BGopoly is a fun way to learn about the history of the town we live in, that and the fact that we can win a lot of money playing.
This week's show is produced by Mike Campbell and Judy Davis's sixth grade classes from Conneaut Elementary School in Bowling Green, Ohio. Bowling Green is located in Wood County, about 20 miles south of Toledo. This city was founded in 1833, and its present population is around 39,000 people. Now here's Zach Tracy with a look at some possible future Olympians.
2 years ago, America watched Mary Lou Retton win a gold medal in women's gymnastics at the 1984 Summer Olympics. Some Conneaut elementary kids may one day follow in Retton's footsteps. Here are the Conneaut Fireballs, a gymnastics team we think you'll flip over.
The Conneaut Fireballs are a Conneaut elementary gymnastics team made up of kids from all grade levels at the school. The Fireballs travel through Northwest Ohio, giving demonstrations of their fantastic athletic ability.
All right, let's have the one group line up down here that belongs down here for tumbling.
The Fireballs were formed 3 years ago by Leslie Grimes, a phys ed teacher for Bowling Green City Schools.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go.
Kids are chosen for the team because of their ability, effort, and interest in the program. Who knows, we may be watching some future Olympians in action.
I like gymnastics because it's fun.
I like being in the fireballs because we get to go to all the schools and perform at basketball games.
I like to be in the fireballs because I get to go to Toledo.
Now it's time for Kids View, a weekly feature in which kids get to say what's on their minds. This week's question is, if you were elected President of the United States, what would be the first thing you'd do? And it was submitted by Scott Marson, Jenna Alt, and Reggie Hanneman. Here's what you had to say.
First thing I want to do is spend money. First thing I'm going to do is sell Camp David.
First thing I would do is throw a party.
The first thing I'd do is lower crime rates in the United States.
First thing I would do is make peace in Russia.
The first thing I'd do is eat jelly beans like Ronald Reagan. The first thing I would do is disarm nuclear weapons. The first thing I'd do is I'd let kids drive at the age of 5.
The first thing I would do is go shopping.
The first thing I would do is celebrate.
First thing I would do is go on vacation.
The first thing I would do is buy a mansion. First thing I'd do is lower taxes.
That's all for this week's show. We hope to see you again next week on News 6.
News 6 is brought to you by this station and by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation.